Hi, this is my day one video of my 3 day fasting, and I'm feeling all right. I'm not feeling amazing, but I'm feeling all right. And I've had some really good realizations and bits of self-awareness about like what I need to do and how I need to take care of myself while I'm doing this kind of fasting. I've got because I hadn't planned to do this like weeks ago, but it's kind of unfolded and evolved as I've done the 21-day fast. Um, I had a few really good things booked into my diary, and I've been really struggling to let them go. But I went for a brief walk up to my local shopping area today, this afternoon, and it just wiped me out. And so I've decided to let them go and just be very, very super gentle with myself, super kind with myself, and just trust the opportunities and the people that I might have met there. I will be given that opportunity to meet them again. And I know you're wondering what's going on with my hair. I've just kind of just washed out all the chemicals, so I'm just being really as pure as possible with this whole fast. So I'm not having any stuff in my hair. Using natural toothpaste, even though I normally do. But like the past few months, I haven't bought it, so I'm just going back to basics and just keeping really simple. One of the things that I loved about when I did this fast last time was that I really felt that God was putting me back in touch with a sense of humility, which is something that because I tend to be quite an extremist. So before I started on my quest to fall in love with myself, I was very arrogant, and I but that was all bravado to hide the fact that I actually had no confidence and had very low self-esteem. So I overcompensated. And since I've been on my journey and I've learned to love myself and understood what actual real esteeming myself means, and actually being in love with myself means, I kind of have gone to a place where people kind of like struggle with me a bit because I do really love myself, and people aren't taught to do that. Like, that's not normal. The way that I love myself isn't normal, what is acceptable in society. And so I feel like I can sometimes come across as being arrogant, and I don't want to. I want to come across as being just very humble and loving of myself, and that's what I feel this period of fasting again is gonna reintroduce to me, or help me, not reintroduce, but help me get grips of really, again, touching base with that humility that I want to have, because I really want to be humble. I want to love myself, and unconditionally I want to be in a place also that I'm very humble with it. So I don't need to talk about how much I love myself, because people will just see how much I love myself. And I know that people see how much I love myself, but I think I do come across as being a bit arrogant sometimes. So I've kind of written down a few things that happened, or realizations that I came to throughout today. Like last night, I didn't sleep very well because, again, when your body's clear and it's just able to heal and process, it has, you have time, like the body has time for ideas to really come through. And so I didn't sleep till about 2 o'clock in the morning, which, so I woke up quite late. But that's fine because I've just cleared all of my diary for the next 3 days now. Like, that's it. My diary is clear. I can just really nurture and nourish myself, because this is hard. Like, it is hard. I find it really hard being around people. I find it hard being around my son. I find myself being very angry and resentful that he was here. And I love him dearly, and I don't want to feel like that. But when you're hungry, when I'm hungry, I get angry. And so to be doing this, like, I have to be very extraordinarily mindful So I'm just going to breeze through a few things that I realized. Um, yeah, so I had some not bad news, but it was quite challenging, and it affects my finances. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this fast is because I'm calling forth change, and so I really want to, and this thing that this news that I got today really is going to be a big, massive change for me. And so I went into a lot of fear, and I went into a lot of, crisis mode, like I felt it. But almost immediately I was able to reaffirm the my mantra, which is I am now ready to choose to experience myself as wealthy. Like that is the mantra that I've been saying over and over in my head, and almost immediately I kicked into that because I've been saying it over and over again, and it really helped. And then I just managed to let go and just let God. Like I just trust that God knows what I'm doing, that this process of fasting is going to bring forth some miracles. And then I opened my emails when I got my phone lead. Like my phone lead came today, so I've got my phone back. And I opened my emails and I had an email, which is a potential opportunity for me. And so, and it's just like instant manifestation. So I don't need to worry. Like, I don't ever need to worry because God always provides the solutions to the problems. This is what A Course in Miracles teaches, and Abraham Hicks. The moment a problem is known, God has already at the same moment created the miracle, the solution to the problem. But when we spend so much time worrying about the problem, we can't allow ourselves the space to be open enough to recognize that the solution is already there. And I'm seeing that happen more and more times. Is the moment that I can accept the situation that I'm calling a problem, or the experience that I'm calling a problem, and I accept it, and I just think, you know what, God's got this. That I have got no time in my life or space, emotional space, to worry about this. I'm just going to give it to God, and I am able to just open my mind, and God is able to put the solution into my life almost immediately. If not, already the solution is already there, and I'm just like, wow, you're amazing. So that is what, for me, that is what is called, when Christians say giving God all the glory, that is what it is, because these things I cannot sort these things out on my own. I can't do anything about it. But when the solution is already provided before the problem presents itself, that is God. That is God. So, yeah, struggled being around people. I get why sages and saints went off to the hills and hid in caves. Like, if there was any way I could go and stay in a cottage for a few days from tomorrow, I'd be off like a shot. Um, but I've owned it. I've spoken to my son, and we're gonna come to some kind of agreement. Well, we've come to some arrangement and agreement. So I just have peace and quiet, and I'm able to just be still in my space for most of the day tomorrow, and hopefully most of the day on Thursday as well. So that's what I need. This is tough. How much time? I just wanted to do a quick video. Why do I talk so much? I don't know. I accept myself. I love and accept myself completely in talking so much. So yeah, struggled with clearing my diary. Like I just wanted to steam on and go to events and do all the things that were in my diary. But actually, you know what? I'm not going to. I'm just going to cancel them and just hang out. I feel like this is a really big process of cleansing and clearing. So not only did I feel like I was cleansing my internal space, but I cleansed my bedroom area, which I spend most of my time. I washed all my bedding. I've got a quilt that I have on the mattress as like a mattress protector, and to keep it softer. So I hung that outside and gave it a good shake, and just hung it outside to air all day. I turned my mattress over, and so everything is fresh and clean. I gave it a good vacuumed in between all the cracks and the creases, and and gave it a good mop, and just cleaned everywhere. So my whole environment and space is as clean as my inner space. That's really what I needed to do today. and my senses are super, like I'm a superhero. Like my smell sense is like superhero, super intense. And like the bedding, normally I love the smell of bedding when it's been hung outside, but today it's just like amazing, like amazing. And my son cooked some food which was just hell. Like his food smelled like the best food ever in the whole entire fucking history of the universe. It smelled like the best food that had ever been made ever. So yeah, but of course I didn't have any of it, but I'm really proud of him because he's a good little cook. um that was tough. That was tough. Something that kind of crossed my mind as well is that eating and drinking are actually just habits. So it's kind of like felt like it's felt like a physical reaction, and there's definitely been an emotional reaction to not eating, but there's also been like a habitual, compulsive need to drink a cup of water. Like when I've been feeling a bit low, like I use water to manage my emotions because it does regulate your emotions and it works with your sacral chakra to regulate your emotions. So when I was feeling anxious and in fear about this thing that I talked about earlier, I wanted a drink of water. And so I feel like that, using food as a coping mechanism, using drinking as a coping mechanism, that's been a really interesting awareness that I've had today. Yeah, and I've really wanted to cry, but I felt like I didn't even have enough water in my body. Which was like, I need to cry, but I can't cry because there's nothing coming out. Yeah, I'm crazy already. Like, wow. So, yeah, something that's really interesting as well is that because I'm feeling quite weak and I feel like I'm losing some muscle density, maybe, I'm really having to think about my movement. So when I've had a sea salt bath, which is really good for drawing out toxins because the toxins are going to be coming out through my skin and everything. And I had a sea salt bath earlier and I came out, I felt quite sick, which was a good sign, which means that I'm releasing and letting go. I had to really concentrate in doing everything that I did, and I really had to concentrate in like moisturizing my body and just doing the things I do normally, but I had to actually really concentrate on what I was doing, which is really forcing me to come into the present. And again, that is a gift of doing this kind of fast. Like all of this is just a gift. These realizations are gifts. Um, so yeah, and I've had a few physical reactions. So like I've got a rash like that came up either yesterday. I think it was yesterday, a rash on my neck that came up. I don't get rashes like it feels like eczema. It's very dry and irritating, and I can't remember what I could have said to cause the rash to come. Um, but yeah, it's not painful. It's just a little bit annoying. And also, I've been getting a lot of mucus being released from my throat as well. So again, it's all about the detoxification process. The body is able to really send all the energy to healing itself, and the toxins have to come out one way, and that's from the lungs, from the throat, from the other orifices, and out through the skin and things like that. So I'm kind of looking forward to the next 48 hours, but I'm not. I want to stop, not do 15 minutes because you're not probably even going to watch up to this amount of time. But I had a lot to say, and I love sharing and I love talking, so I'm going to end it there. Thank you if you managed to watch all the way to the end of the video, and you can like it and share it and put the thumbs up and follow me if you want. So yeah, until tomorrow.